Hey everybody, this is Matt, and we're at Texas Toast Guitars. Thanks for watching. So I'm sitting in front of my beloved pin router, and I have one of the new Super Casanova models in my hand here. This guy is going to be really cool. I'm sure you recognize this body shape, but what makes it different is the neck area. It's exactly the same as the Challenger, and these are going to be set necks. So very cool. So one of the things that I'm fascinated with right now is something that, I guess for lack of a better term, I've been calling tribal lore. And the notion of tribal lore when it comes to guitar manufacturing is those little things that the guys did back in the old days, and probably still do today too, but those little things that each individual did that made what they were doing that day or that week or that, century a little easier or a little better. And once those guys leave the factory and go away, all that stuff is lost. It's vanished into the ether. So imagine some of the old tribal lore that they have at the Fender factory or the Gibson factory that nobody can remember, nobody knows about, nobody ever wrote down. Stuff like, well, hey, why is there a little hole right there? Or why is this bit, why'd you use a half-inch bit? It's probably something like, well, the half-inch drill bit was the sharpest one we had, and so that's why we used it to drill the hole for the wire. Or who knows? I mean, it could just be like, well, old Bob did that, and only Bob knew why he did it. And after Bob left, it was just gone. I think that if you build guitars for any length of time, you probably get to the point where you have little tips and tricks too that unless you write them down, you might not remember them each time until it's too late. Well, for example, on the pin router, when I'm doing neck pockets, I like to have my neck pockets really, really tight. And, because what happens is you fit the necks a couple times, you go sanding on the binding, stuff like that, and things get loose. So the tighter they are at first, the better they are. So what I always do is I pull the pin out and I wrap about 5 inches of binding tape around it to make the offset of the bit slightly different from the pin. That works great unless you forget to do it. If you have any great tips or ideas like that you think everyone else would like to be privy to, leave some notes in the comments below. In fact, that would be a pretty cool thing to have, a collection of guitar smithing tricks of the trade for building or even repair. Hell, Dan Erlewine has one, why can't we? So this is Matt at Texas Toast Guitars reminding you that if you're so smart, build it yourself. That's what I do. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Come on! Come on! Come on! I see a big titty woman, come on! Come on! Come on!